So it's exactly 10:36. I think let's get started. Welcome everyone on this call. If I'm not audible enough, please you let me know in the chat. And yeah, let's get into it. So I'm sharing my screen. I hope you can see my screen. So today's session is just going to be an info session about Twilio and maybe by reactions. How many of us have actually used Twilio before or know what Twilio is? Just by reactions. Okay, so just a few slides and we shall be good to go. So my name is Renia Tire, for those that do not know me, and I'm a Twilio champion. Twilio champion is basically like an ambassador, and what we do is basically preach Twilio, but also represent Twilio in whatever spaces that we are actually in. So today's session will just be brief, will just be about these three things mainly: what Twilio is, products, and then use cases. And let's dive into it. So for those that do know what Twilio is, basically it's a cloud communications platform that allows developers to build solutions. So what it does, it's basically a communication platform, you would say, but it's more of providing you APIs. So we can't continue this conversation without getting to understand what an API is. Maybe an API is basically an application programming interface. So if, for example, you have a company and this company has some data, and this data that you have, maybe let's say you have a company. I usually want to give a scenario that is very common for people to understand. Maybe let's say you want to order for something. Let's say for maybe for a car. Okay, let me just say Glovo. I'm going to use Glovo for us who have used Glovo. Let's say now Glovo are the guys who deliver, the guys who do the delivery of the food, and then the people who are providing you the food, the restaurant or the hotel, are the guys in the back end. So for you on the side or the front end. So I would call Glovo the delivery guys are the ones who write maybe the bakes, the APIs, kind of something like that. So you expose part of your data to programmers to actually create solutions. So for example, you have created a model, you've trained a model. This is maybe a machine learning model, and this model has been trained and dumped, and you have it ready for the people to actually use it. So you can expose it as an API. So that's what basically maybe OpenAI is actually doing. So they train their models. So for us, we can't now go and do our trainings for the models, because that will be a lot of money, a lot of costs, and everything. So they have provided for us a platform, OpenAI APIs, for us programmers who are also interested in creating our own chatbots, creating our own stuff of their model. That's basically a GPT. So that's where we also come in and start using their models, their large language models, and that's what an API is in a nutshell. And of course, with them we shall be having interactions. We shall have a series of Twilio um, to get to understand what exactly APIs are, but most importantly, how to use the communication APIs. So Twilio's mission is a global company based in the US, and it aims to empower developers, revolutionize and communicate with users globally. And you've used Africa's Talking is an African version of Twilio, or if you've interacted with Africa's Talking. So Africa's Talking provides APIs for the African setting, I would say, and then Twilio goes ahead to do it globally. So it means Twilio can also access or that services can be provided across different countries. For example, over 100 plus countries for programmable SMS. Maybe you're creating an SMS chat, an SMS bot or an SMS chat bot. Then a voice, maybe like automated voice calls. Then a voice assistant could assistants can come in hand. And over 7 million numbers have been distributed. Um, and 10 million developers are actually leveraging Twilio to actually build into their applications or communications. So we shall look at the platform that has these services, but majorly in WhatsApp, SMS, you can do phone calls, programmable basically, programmable emails, programmable WhatsApp calls and those SMSs, and then most importantly, it allows easy integration of all these services. As you can see here, we have the different features, things that you can actually do with Twilio, workflow management from reporting to third-party integrations. You could also integrate other tools, maybe like Zohos, other CRMs into Twilio features and have a mix or a blend. So why learn Twilio? As I said, it's you can easily integrate with any communication platform. For example, I created a WhatsApp. I got to know about Twilio, I think like 2 years ago, and I've never looked back. I use it majorly for developing my chatbots on WhatsApp. So if you want to create, for example, WhatsApp chatbot, if you have a business, maybe WhatsApp business, and you want to tailor it for automated responses, this can come in hand. And we shall see that with some sessions to come, an interactive or hands-on sessions to actually create a WhatsApp chatbot using maybe Gemini APIs, maybe Azure OpenAI, and all those other tools that we shall come across. So the APIs are basically powerful, and this has been proven because we shall see the stats in front. Career opportunities in communication, but also we can get free credits when you start your account. You do not need a credit card really. They give around 15 USD, and that 15 USD can even take you for some time. At least it was for my case, because the credit, how they do, they have their balances and billing. It's really friendly. And the use cases, these are companies that actually leveraging Twilio. There are over 15,083 according to StackShare that actually use Twilio as Twilio products. And these are some of these companies. Airbnb for basically updates, Zendesk, Netflix for those alerts and notifications, Lyft, Reddit, Shopify. Now, for example, Reddit uses Twilio for their two-factor authentication, and Netflix does more of job updates. No, account updates, notifications. TaskRabbit also does with real-time updates on the jobs that you've actually created. WhatsApp, of course, and eBay. We see them also using. Um, Twilio. So I'm going to take you straight to, I think someone has a hand up, right?
No, none.
Okay. So because I can't see the Google Meet interface. So maybe Jovita, you could share the WhatsApp link for the just share it in the chat for people to actually join, those who haven't joined yet. Um, so I'm going to just take us through the. So anyone else who is successful? I see Daphne and Winfred. So yeah, that's it. I think about instaCanva. If you want to check it out, I've put the link in the description. You just go through it to know and understand what you actually created. and then this is now the sandbox. You can see the sandbox. You can actually have the different. You have different. The good thing is REST APIs. You can actually leverage different programming languages. For example, you can have a Python. For example, here they give you how you can actually get started with Python. They give you a boilerplate code to really get to understand what's happening. Then we have what you call webhooks. Webhooks are basically if something happens in the WhatsApp, for example, you guys were sending information, you're sending information to that chatbot, but every time you're posting, this is what is happening. This is the URL that is happy, that is handling all your communication right now. So this is an API that to build using Flask, Python Flask, and hosted on Render. Render is basically a platform as a service, a PaaS. So every time you post something, you can see the method that is allowed here. Every time you post something in the WhatsApp chatbot, it is posted on this URL and transferred to my logic, and that logic will handle your processing and what you actually need to do. So don't worry about right now if you're not understanding anything, but you'll be able to know um, all this in a nutshell when you have the next sessions, which will be really hands-on to understand how to actually get started. But creating an account is easy, but we shall also start that and you see how we can actually um, move in. So unless there are questions, so I want to say this was it basically about the info session. And if you're interested, please do join the WhatsApp group and you shall be good to go. Just have interactions. So this is a community that I'm building for Twilio. So we call ourselves Twillions. And Twilio has a lot of resources for us. And yeah, we shall be able to achieve a lot. So yeah, I see a hand up. Conrad, please go ahead. I'm going to stop screen sharing unless if you guys want me to continue doing it. Yes, Conrad.
That's cool. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Am I audible? So the question I have is, okay, like if you have seen on the integration whatsoever, like how you can integrate the different APIs in
Mm.
your applications. I've seen, okay, I haven't seen Go, and I've been working with Go. Is there like, okay, is it like the same thing? I just have to use an application token and all that, or is like a bit of intelligence involved? Is it like, how can I say? Is it, okay, can it work with Golang as a programming language?
Yes, it can. These are just examples that they put up here because they can't put all the
Like,
programming
like,
languages.
like, yeah, no, this might be, this, okay, now,
The
this is the examples.
SDK.
We usually import a package called Twilio with REST, right? So is there for Golang?
Yes. Now for this one, because this is an
Okay,
SDK,
I understood the
this
question.
yes, this is an SDK. Of course, you will not. It's not available for Go, as you can see. These are the different languages, but there is. Let me just show you something here. Uh-huh. Do you see this? Maybe Carl can actually do for you. Do you know how to use Carl? You don't have to install anything because now
I haven't checked it out.
the client for Go is not available yet, as you can see, because for Python you just have to install you do pip install Twilio, Twilio client. For Go, since it's not available
Mm.
here, you just use the REST API URLs like this. So you just post your information in form of data. But if you copy this, for example, I think it happened to me sometime back whereby the SDK is basically a software development kit for those who are hearing the term for the first time. So the SDK is basically, for example, is tailored in a programming language, let's say Python. They have created these SDKs to help people who are programming those different languages to actually leverage the tools. So if the SDK is not available, usually the best option to go with is Carl, but also There are those. Let me just go into see. Let me just see if I can get it. Because actually, how did you in instaCanva do not really use the client directly. So you don't have to install like any client. You just have to work with that because they have these URLs where you can post stuff and everything. And basically use in Python we use requests. I don't know for Go. You just use requests and you can actually access anything that you want. So as you can see here, let's say REST API. Um, Let me just say, okay, actually it's here. Let me just go to this. Let me post this in the chat. I didn't know that they even have a package for Go, but check that package. Posted something in the chat, Conrad, for Go. They even have examples actually. Interesting. But as I said, as you can see, I think they're using more of, let me see. Hey, it's a GitHub thing. Okay. So you install, I think it's not yet available, but you install this repo, and then you can actually get to use Go directly, even without using, I think, Gundi, the curl. But curl usually cuts across. Yes, Conrad. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Okay, that question has been answered, and it's actually great that they have a package for Go. Now, the second thing is I'm trying to create, if I'm to create, let me say, uh, WhatsApp API, I need to like authenticate it with JWT, right? So how can someone pass in their JSON web token through WhatsApp? They have not like create two endpoints, like how do I do that? So like, okay, like I can always track, what, that number of times someone uses, an API code that is kind of, how do you call it? That's kind of, it's kind of protected, I might say. Is there like a way someone might first authenticate, like let me say the first message you send via WhatsApp, you first authenticate, then the other message is now where you what? You start putting in requests because one of the endpoints is kind of protected. So,
Great, that's a good question. Currently, I think because when you're in a trial or in the sandbox, I'm not sure if that's possible because now they handle everything now for you, the security and all those other things. But I think when you upgrade, it's something I need to confirm. You will be able to actually manage and do everything for yourself with those JSON Web Tokens. But most importantly, what I know is it's very secure, and you can actually create sessions, send any information even via JSON because REST APIs we know they are good with that. That's what they're actually good with. So I just need to be sure about that particular use cases that you're actually asking about and see if it is actually available in the sandbox or you have to actually do some upgrade. But yeah, that's a good one. But the next sessions, all these ones, should be actually good to go. But let's have also a chat interaction on the WhatsApp group to see how we can actually continue having such discussions. So I just need to be sure about that for the upgradable version of Twilio.
okay, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, so do you have any other question, members? Feel free, even if feel free to ask any question. It doesn't have to be perfect, really. So let me just stop presenting. Yes, Immaculate.
Yes, hi Renee.
I'm fine, Amy. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm not getting the message that my friends have put in the chat. I'm trying to text on WhatsApp, but then they're still telling me that I'm not connected to the sandbox. But I've tried to make an account, sign into one account for every link that you've shared. So I'm like, what procedures am I following again?
Okay. Let me just do. Do you see this? What I've just typed in chat. I've typed something in the chat.
Yes.
So you have that number.
Yes.
So now send that to that number. Send it. Just like
Oh.
join Moonrich.
Oh, thank you. I've received it.
Perfect. Now you can actually now start interacting with the chatbot by saying hi, hey, and then you can continue on with the conversation. So you can also create your own stuff. So we shall have session where we shall do a hands-on to see how you can actually do all this. This was more of an info session, but also in prepping us for the hackathon. Those ones who are interested, I want this really to cut across, and we see how you can actually have this, how you can actually create even your own chatbot right away and start using it for your staff, for your business, for your anything you want to build really. Because I find WhatsApp interesting because most people I think spend most of the time on WhatsApp. I see someone also had a hand up. Who's that? Patricia, you had a hand up. Patricia.
Yes. Hi, Ronnie.
Hey, Patricia.
Okay, emails. That's my question, but I think I was limited by the phone because I was moving. Now I'm switching to the laptop. Let me follow that same procedure for the other number that you sent me because my mind was not clicking.
Oh, perfect. Great. Okay. Anyone else who has a question? Feel free. If you didn't, even if you didn't understand what an API is or anything that we just talked about before we bring this to a close. I hope everyone is on the WhatsApp group. Yes, George.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. Good morning, everyone. On my side, going back to the Twilio products,
Mm,
I did not see Twilio video, but I remember using it like some 2 years back. What happened to the Twilio video?
video programming, right?
Yes, yes, exactly.
I think it's video programming. Let me just be sure here because they keep putting up some products and then let me just be sure. Yeah. So ah, they said the programmable video API is deprecating December 5th, 2024. So I think that's why people I'm seeing other people actually the video REST API, the programmable video REST API for those who are interested in that field. Uh, yeah, I think it's getting deprecated. End of life, December 5th, 2024. I think that explains why. But I'm going to see if there are other alternatives, maybe because every time when they remove something, they usually add something. Or they are also maybe in pipeline of creating something better. So I'm going to follow up on that scenario with the team, the Twilio team directly. We'll ask them about this to see if we actually have an alternative directly from Twilio for those who are interested in video streaming, live streaming, creating video applications, basically programmable ones. Yeah. But that's a good question, George. Anyone else? Or if you have something to add on what I've just shared, feel free. Let this be an interactive session. And then maybe let me just post. Just need to know. Just need to know some people have attended this. Let me just post a registration link right now. So anyone else with a question, I call this to an end. I posted a registration link for those who haven't registered yet, who didn't register, in other words, so that you can keep in touch. Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys for joining in, and I want to give a special shout out to Daphne for being the first here to join here. And with that, you win yourself something, and I will be reaching out to you. I hope you're in the WhatsApp group. Daphne, are you in the WhatsApp group? Okay, perfect. So,
Yes, I am.
thank you for being the first person to actually come through to join. And yeah, see how we can get in touch and give you some swag of becoming your way. Shall keep in touch. So yeah, that's it for today, and have a blessed day, guys. Keep the conversation in the WhatsApp. Feel free to leave at leisure. Bye.